My name's Luke. I'm 22 now, and I recently graduated college in May. So a little bit about me and my journey to become a PWSS. I began stuttering at the age of 3 years old. Had many highs, many lows with my speech. The highs, although rare in the past, have been confidence boosters and points to strive for in my journey back to becoming a PWSS. But the reason I'm here and the reason I ended up finding Lee's book is due to a bit of an alarming lack of fluency in the last 2 to 3 years. So just like I said, I've had a long journey with my speech. When I was a kid, just recently, actually, I learned that when I was younger, I was a lot more of a severe stutterer than I thought. Apparently, I blocked on a lot of words, and it was pretty constant. As I got older, my speech started to improve, and I was able to hide it. But the times that I couldn't hide it, they'd be really long blocks, really long. So throughout school, I would always talk to teachers at the beginning of the year, inform them of my speech issues, and ask to have an opportunity to avoid presenting in front of the class and just presenting to them. And I would do anything to not present. That was high school and college as well. An example of that, one time in high school, I had a PowerPoint presentation, and the morning of, I took my slides off of the presentation and acted like I didn't know what happened to them. So that was just one example of the like what I would do to not get up in front of the class and give a presentation. And then just calling in sick all the time is something else I did. So actually, it ended up at the end of high school, my speech was really good. I was pretty much fluent. Started giving presentations, had no stress about it, didn't think twice about it. And then when college came around, my speech took a little bit of a free fall. I jumped off of Stutter's cliff, as Lee would say. It wasn't too bad until my sophomore year. I had a presentation, and this was the moment, I believe, that set my speech back a long time. I had a group presentation, only had to talk for a minute or two, ended up turning into 4 or 5 minutes. It was one block, led to another, and that's something that's ingrained in my mind. Seeing everybody's face, they look at you like you're dumb or laugh or things like that. So that's definitely something that I have ingrained in my mind, although I wish it wasn't. But that led to my speech, I think, being pretty rough for a long time throughout the rest of college. So just like I said, my speech had reached a point where I was grasping at straws. I would have done anything. I was trying anything to find something that would help me in any way. I was on the internet for days just looking for anything, books, methods, all sorts of things. And fortunately, I stumbled upon Lee's book. It was something that when I was constantly thinking all day about, like going into my last year of school, thinking about future job interviews and like day-to-day speaking opportunities in my job, I was just constantly thinking about it. Like, how can I hold a job and have a job if I can't speak? It was taking up my mind, or taking up space in my mind all day. So just like I said, I knew I needed help and fast. And that's why Lee's book came at such a great time for me. And I saw that the reviews were breathtaking. I was stunned at how great they were. So I knew I had to give it a shot. So the results came pretty quickly for me. Right off the bat, I was seeing huge upticks in fluency. And I believe that was due to me being able to read aloud massively and hear myself speaking fluently for the first time in a long, long time. This led to a huge increase in confidence, happiness, and reduced my anxiety. Just like I said, I was thinking about my speech and how it would affect my future constantly, almost the whole day. And for the first time in a long time, those thoughts finally began to subside. Felt refreshed, confident, and ready to take on any challenge that came to me. So with this jolt of confidence, and I thought that just reading aloud, auto suggestions, those were going to be the largest point of focus for me. I was kind of neglecting the crutches in some way. I thought that I was using them, but I wasn't putting enough of an emphasis on them, and I hadn't put in the time to master them. So about a month into the start of the program, I began to lose a little bit of confidence and slip a little bit. That's when I met my wonderful speech coach, Prathusha, and she explained to me that I was not using a crutch. I thought I was, but I wasn't. And so she helped me to realize that before I speak, I should choose a crutch and go from there. That's something that helped me tremendously, and it put me back in control and really led me to where I am today. In my coaching sessions with Prathusha, we occasionally discussed what I would say to those PWS who are just beginning their journey with Lee's 1-2-3 punch method. My advice to those PWS are to stick with methods. They work, but you have to stick with them. And I know you're going to get discouraged. There are days where you do get discouraged. Trust me, I've been there. You question it. You have your doubts, and you should have doubts about like whatever you're doing. You shouldn't just believe 100% like right off the bat. That's just not normal. But when you have a program like this and it's coming from someone who beat it and experienced it, and you can tell when you read the book right off the bat that Lee was someone that definitely struggled with it. Some of the things that he talks about, you're like, wow, there's someone else out here that goes through the same thing as me. It's very comforting and very very easing. So yeah, sorry, I got off track there. But if you keep pushing and really commit, and the most important thing too is you have to abandon the defeated mentality. That was the biggest thing for me, and the thing that I still have a hard time with sometimes. Sometimes it comes back. You can't go into a situation thinking that you've already failed if you haven't yet. It's you're setting yourself up, and that goes with the auto suggestions. That's what that's aiming to defeat, and you have to be very conscious of trying to visualize yourself and making sure that you're not just like sitting down and just like repeating the same auto suggestions over and over again, just trying to get it done as fast as possible. You have to do it with a purpose. But just like I said, there will be highs and lows, but everything you need to succeed is written in this book. So lastly, I know I've talked for a while, but I would like to thank Lee Lovett for his life-changing book. Lee's provided me with the tools that I needed to become stutter-free. If you would have told me 11 months ago now that I'd be able to get up here and give a presentation for 10 minutes in front of a pretty large group without blocking a lot, I would tell you you're nuts. I couldn't be more thankful for what you've done for me and what you've done for countless other PWS around the world. I would also like to thank my wonderful speech coach, Prathusha, for all the time she's put in. And I know she's very busy, and for her to give up her time to help me means a lot. She's been great, not only for her coaching ability, but for her kindness and for her dedication. Can't put into words how thankful I am for her help. Starting my journey as a PWSS is incredibly exciting. Happier now than I've been in a long time. Even though I've been declared a PWSS, I know there's still plenty of work to be done. I will continue to work on loving to speak anywhere, anytime. And I will not take this blessing for granted. I will continue to follow the program and do my best to become a phenomenal speaker. Thank you.